All right, everybody, come on in, come on in, come on in. No agenda today. You are the agenda today. Today we're doing another Q&A, which just means ask me anything, whatever you guys want to talk about. I'm here to answer your questions so I can focus. I'm not in the kitchen. For anybody new here, please allow me to introduce myself to you. Hi, I am Maggie, your substitute teacher. I'd like to welcome you to another Ask Me Anything Q&A. Usually I'm welcoming you to another struggle cooking class. However, as you can see, I'm not in the kitchen. I didn't even erase Wilbert from yesterday. Y'all, I'm not in the kitchen. I'm actually seated and happy to take your questions. So I always forget to drop the link. Let me go ahead and do that now. If anybody wants to talk to me, you absolutely can. You can put your question in the chat. We're just going to go in order. If you want to talk to me one-on-one, you can click the StreamYard link. And you can be camera on or you can be camera off. We'll go around. We will take attendance and then we'll get right into it. All right. So no monologue, nothing like that. Just a little bit about me. I'm a mom, boy mom times two, married and divorced, co-parenting in a long-term relationship. I do have a cooking channel, down 80 pounds. Struggling to get the last 20 off because so much good stuff is happening. I'm going out to eat tonight, a new steak restaurant, well, new to me. So if there's anything that I can help you all with and you want to chat, feel free to ask and I will do my best. I am not a professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm not anything like that. I'm just a mom and a home cooker. We'll do announcements and all that stuff in a while. Let me put some lotion on my hands, y'all. I'm always ashy. Always washing my hands. So if you would like to be counted present, feel free to announce yourself. If you prefer to watch from the clouds, you are most welcome here. We are the happy, wholesome, family-friendly side of YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. All right? So sit back, relax, and let's chat. Let's see if we can get through TikTok today. Who all do we have? To the TikTok, you don't stop. To the TikTok, you don't stop. I know. I try to be serious, but if you're new here, I do have musical outbursts as well. All right, so who's here on TikTok? We have Barbara, Angie, Liebert, Betty, another Barbara, Iwild, Betty, D, Bryce, user Jeanette, Statico, Bernice, Leonard, Lulu, Moore, Gail, Keisha, Cuckoo, Joshua, Rose, Evelyn, Terry, VS, Alfred, Crumpton, Stacy, user Prophet, user me, user Judy, Tim, Sheila, Mac, Pam, Whoo, Ivor, Derek, Sheila, Renee, Mark, Stephen, Owen, D. Honey, Amy, Ali, Shaggy, user Kathy, Art, Kathy, M.I. Thank you, TikTok. All right, who all do we have over here on IG? We got Monisha, decidedly hopeful. We've got Eric, hello, sir. Groove, we've got Howlett, we've got Trap, we've got Topaki, and we have the Dapper Squire. Thank you all so much for being here. I don't know if I'm going to be sharing my screen, but if you want to join me on MaggieTheSubstituteTeacher.com, you can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. All right. Maggie, the Substitute Teacher on all platforms. Just closing some extra tabs here, y'all. Always struggling. Let's see who we have in class here. We got Jurgen, always coming through, top of the class. Today, he says, good evening, everyone. And good evening to you. I know it's nighttime in Germany. Not cooking for you today, but I'll be back in the kitchen. So let's see. Today, I'm doing this Q&A, and then I do have another Wives Club premiere going out tonight, 8:30 Eastern. We had to reschedule our monetization party, so that will be happening next month, but we'll still drop content for you all. Every Friday night, I have 3 YouTube channels, Maggie the Substitute Teacher, Teachable Moments with Maggie, and the Wives Club. I used to try to keep it all separate, y'all, but all of it is Maggie, all right? Food, femininity, relationships, all of it. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a Q&A with Lucy. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. So Lucy and I are starting the finishing school for the modern woman. So if you all don't know her, please join me tomorrow with Miss Lucy. I'll give you guys a commercial at the end, and classes are available en español también. So that's tomorrow. So no cooking today, eating out. No cooking tomorrow, fasting. And Sunday, I got a new breakfast recipe I want to try for you all. Cracker Barrel was in my inbox, y'all. So we're going to see if we can recreate something that they sent. But anyway, all of that to say, Jurgen usually comes with his plate, so I'll be cooking for you in a couple days, all right? I do stream every day. If you guys are new here, usually it's food, but every once in a while we sit down and chat. Hello, BRD. Thank you so much for being here. We got E. Capone in the house. Capone. He says, Hola, Maggie. Hola, senor. I hope you're doing well. Capone is going to be on the cruise with me. If you all want to join me and Capone and lead attorney and AV and Lauren, our travel agent, we have a Maggie meetup cruise that is going to be cruising in November. All are welcome. Come by yourself or with whoever you want to bring. It's 5 days out of Orlando, and I will be celebrating my birthday on the cruise. AV's going to do a birthday party for me. Y'all are all invited. And of course, I'll be streaming for anyone who can't make it. So if you want to get away somewhere warm in November, I can't wait to sail with you all. So very, very excited about that. All right, let's see. Who else do we have here? We've got Christopher Samuels in the house. He says, Hi, Maggie. Hello, sir. My first time seeing you here. Hello and welcome. We got B. Marie in the house. She says, Hi, Maggie. You look beautiful. Aw, thank you. I try. I want to represent myself well and represent you all well. Some days are better than others, but thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate the compliment. We got Lisa in the house. Lisa. I want to sing Lisa in Cult Jam, but bring it down, Maggie. Hello, Lucas. Thank you for being here. Lisa White in the house. She says, Hi, Maggie and all. Hello, my dear. We got Nate in the house. She says, Hello, good evening, Miss Maggie. Hello, my dear. Thank you for being here. We got Mary in the house. My first time seeing you here. Hello, sweetheart. She says, Hey, Maggie. Black, built like a conquering king. I smile a lot anyway, but I smile every time because I'm laughing at that acronym because it took me a long time, longer than it should have, to realize that was an acronym. Thank you for being here, sir. Jurgen's giving me the thumbs up. He'll be back with his plate on Sunday. We got, is it Ravon? Ravon Maddox, please correct me if I'm mispronouncing your name. First time seeing you here. Hello. Very colorful, matching the top I have on. Thank you so much for watching on Facebook. We got Tasha Arnett. She says, Ooh, Maggie, you look beautiful. Well, thank you. I'm going out tonight. So call it a date, call it whatever you want to, but I got a message that says 8:00 if you're available, this restaurant. And I was like, I'll be available for steak dinner. Are you kidding me? So greedy. But anyway, thank you for the compliment, my dear. So that means y'all already know, actually, I think Sunday we'll do the dining documentary and then I'll have to cook for y'all on Monday. So no cooking this weekend. I hope y'all will be able to take it. Capone says, sounds like a good time. Absolutely, yeah. You guys will find me at a different restaurant every night of the cruise. You can come hang out with me or not at all. I'll be on the dance floor and karaoke. We got Linda in the house. She says, Hello, Maggie. Hello, my dear. Thank you for being here. And we have Moses. He says, Hello, Maggie, and hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. All right, y'all. I don't see any questions. Let's see. I'll give you guys a commercial to give you a little bit of time to type. You can put them in the comments or the chat, or if you want to click that link that I dropped, you can come up in the back, either turn your camera on or turn your camera off. I do offer consultations. Some people like to talk to me privately. Silly Jess says, oh, wow, where are we going tonight? Is it a +1? Yes, I'm going out. You all will hear about it, I guess tomorrow. No, Sunday, I'm going to a new restaurant to me, a steak restaurant. So I've never been there before. So I'm very excited. Yes, I am greedy. I enjoy eating. I know. Working on it, y'all have been telling me. Let's see. So Yes, we've talked about the cruise. What was I talking about? Oh, you can book a Maggie meeting with me if you want to click the link in the description where it says one-on-one Maggie meetings. You can book either 30 minutes or you can book an hour. I'm a boy mom, two teenage sons, co-parenting with their dad, my ex-husband. But I don't have daughters and I don't have sisters, so it is my heart to share what I've learned. I got a lot right and I got some things not right. So I try to do these Q&As from time to time so we can chat together. So what do y'all want to talk about? Let's see, what else? In the meantime, for the finishing school, that's going to be starting next month. September 9th is the first day of Saturday school. Luke Hazley and I are going to be teaching ladies privately. It'll be virtual, but it won't be on YouTube. So it'll be a private Zoom. And I'll go ahead and get the commercial ready. If you're a woman of any age that's interested in elegance, etiquette, femininity, we're going to be sharing what we've learned with you all. And if you can't come to the live session, it will be recorded and you'll have lifetime access to the materials. Each class has a certain topic as well as a corresponding workbook, so you can really make it personal. And I actually got an announcement. Our network is growing. We've got guest speakers, and I have someone else in my network who's decided to join us. So I'm very, very excited. All right, so we have a question here from B. Marie. She says, "What is a good seasoning for chicken? You're a new cooker over here." Well, wonderful, and I'm so glad that you're trying. Y'all, we all live and we learn. I am the daughter of a retired home science teacher, so I was kind of forced in the kitchen as a little kid, but I appreciate it now. So chicken is probably one of those proteins that you can find in just about any culture, and depending on whether you like white meat or dark meat, um, some chicken, especially like chicken breast, can be bland and can be dry if you don't season it well and if you don't keep it moist. The answer is whatever you like, but that's not helpful. Here's a few tips when cooking chicken. Well, first, with safety, make sure whether you're team wash or don't wash. I know some people feel very strongly about that, but of course, kitchen safety when handling raw poultry. And I would recommend that you get like a thermometer that has the temperature. You can get them. I think I have not a wish list, a cheat sheet where you can get those kind of kitchen gadgets, $6 or $7. So you test the temperature before you eat it. Make sure it's 160, 165. If you like sweet, if you like heat, if you like savory, let's see, I'll give you one for each category. So, barbecue chicken is an easy one. You could also do teriyaki chicken. A hack that I do for marinating is put the chicken or chicken pieces in a Ziploc bag. I like the gallon Ziploc bag, and sometimes I'll do the whole chicken if I have that. And I'll just take the bottle of barbecue sauce or teriyaki sauce, sugar free for me, it could be regular for you, and just empty like the whole thing in the bag of chicken. So let's say you have 8 pieces. Of course, if it's only 2, just do enough to coat it. Seal the bag, and then I like to massage it well. And then I'll put it in the fridge so that it can marinate. The longer, the better. Another hack that I do, if you have frozen chicken, you can marinate and thaw at the same time. So I'll put the pieces in there frozen or the whole chicken in there frozen, put the marinade in, seal it up. Now, the key is every few hours as you walk by the fridge, just go ahead and move those juices around. You really, especially with chicken breast, you want to get that flavor into the muscle. That's what you're eating. Some people use the injectors. That's worked for me. So that's a good one for sweet. If you like heat, oh gosh, you could do like buffalo sauce. You could do, I love the Tabitha Brown seasoning if you like sweet and heat. If you want a good all purpose seasoning, that Greek seasoning, the Cavender's Greek seasoning is a good one. So sweet, savory, and spicy. That should cover all of it. But the 5 basic seasonings, if you're new to cooking, that you probably want to have in your pantry. I have way more seasonings than I need. Salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika. You can pretty much do anything with those 5 seasonings. And then as you try different recipes, you may get a little bit more um, creative. But yeah, for me, if you can let chicken marinate overnight, even better. The hack that I said for the gallon Ziploc bag works with wet marinades, also works with dry marinades. Just really coat it well. I season until I don't see any bare flesh anymore. I hope that's helpful. Thank you for the question, B. Marie. So happy that you're here. We got the Watcher Supreme. He says, "Hi, Maggie. I thought it was really cool that you offered to counsel Miley when you were on the Lead Attorneys podcast." Yeah. You all know I keep my consults. Well, if you don't know, I do keep my consults private, but I will say, and I posted a clip because I offered it in real time. So yesterday, our dear Miley, who is 23, and she's a young woman trying to, figure out what's next for her in life. I joined the panel to offer, guidance from an older woman because I do believe that the older women should teach the young. And because I don't have daughters, it's kind of like for me, someone said Maggie's lost on these boys because y'all, they're with their dad anyway. But yes, I spoke with Miley this morning. I'm happy to report Miley texted me first thing this morning. I gave her my number because you never know when you offer yourself to people, you offer your services, you never know if anyone's going to take you up on it. But she was serious and we had a really good conversation and there's going to be more to come. So I'm looking forward to helping her navigate what she wants her future to be. So again, I do offer consults if anybody's interested, or we do these Q&As. I try to do them at least 2-3 times a month if we can. And then also in the tomorrow's Q&A with Lucy, if you want to talk about like etiquette, elegance, or femininity, we can do that tomorrow or whatever you guys want. But yeah, Miley is a sweetheart and I talked to her today. So very happy to report she's serious about making her dreams come true. Hello, Reggie. Hello, Lil. Hello, D-Ray. And hello, Adam. Thank you all so much for being here. Who do we have here? We got Wilbert in the house. I still have you on the microwave from yesterday. Wilbert, one of my day one scholars. He says, "Greetings and salute." Hello, hello. We got Daphne in the house, matching me. Hello, Daphne says hello. Thank you so much for being here, Daphne Williams. Watching on Twitch. All right, we got somebody watching on Twitch. I don't play video games, but hi, I'm Maggie. Hello, King. Thank you so much for being here. Mary has a question. Mary had a question for me. Question for me. Question for me. Mary had a question for me. I'll try to answer it. I know. I'm sorry. Not sorry. It happens. Okay, focus, Maggie. Hi, Maggie. Were you always pleasant and feminine, or did you learn it later as a young woman? Ooh, great question. Yes and yes. So let me answer you. My natural personality is happy and sweet and I would say pleasant, yes. However, my natural personality can also be silly, which can be fun if in the right environment. Y'all seen me in the kitchen. It's not always appropriate, so I've had to work on that. And my natural personality can be kind of like, a little bit loud and in your face. And I mean it in a good way, but it can be a lot for, some people. And so I've had to learn that as well. So to answer the question, I think I started off strong, but as I mature, and especially, I've shared with you all one of the reasons why Lucy and I are doing this finishing school is I've invested a lot in myself. And I'll tell you, a little bit about me personally. So the relationship that I'm in, my man is a VP. And when we, reconnected because it's someone from, my childhood after divorce. And I heard that he was getting, groomed for this VP position. And I was kind of like, oh, okay, I'm going to need to get it together, because he's going to be in the type of circles where people are well behaved. And when you're home and you're amongst friends and, with you all, I can cut up and have a good time, but I don't need to burst out into song at the Christmas party unless they give me the microphone. But you know what I mean. So, yes, I was always nice and pleasant, but I have had to refine. I've had to learn how to speak more slowly. I've had to learn how to lower my volume. I've had to learn to not say everything that I think. And I've had to learn to really just be more elegant, because elegance is not rushed. And my natural personality is just like, I want to do this and I want to do that. So hopefully that answers your question. But yeah, people who know me from way back when will say, I was always, sweet, but just a little bit a lot. So I got to rein that in. So when y'all see me in the kitchen cutting up, then I can finally be free. But sometimes I get a talking to, like when that Michael Jackson song hit me and I kicked my leg up and I was like, hee hee. I've had some conversations afterwards, like, don't ever lift your leg up like that again. Yes, sir. Daphne says, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. I'm excited, y'all. I'm going out for dinner, so I'll be sharing with you all. For those of y'all that are new, usually my streams, 80 to 90% of the time, I'm actually cooking in the kitchen. But when I'm not cooking for you, I try to give you content. So we either do a Q&A like this, thank you for the hearts, or I'll do a dining documentary. So stand by for my steakhouse experience. So ladies, make him a steak, then he'll take you out for a steak. How about that? Hello, Whitfield. Hello, Kay. Thank you so much for being here. We have Bush, my first time seeing you here, also on Twitch. He says, what's up? Hello, sir. Thank you for being here. I'm glad to see you. We got a stream sponsor already, E. Capone, coming in with the $4.99. I appreciate that so much. Y'all don't even have to be here, but when you go above and beyond like that, thank you. Thank you, Capone. So the stream sponsor is the person that gives the biggest Cash App, PayPal, Facebook stars, Instagram gifts, Twitter tips, gold coins, whatever you want to do. I appreciate it. So thank you, E. Capone. Stream sponsor at $4.99. I didn't find $5 in your laundry today, so I will receive it graciously. Thank you. All right, let's put you in the ticker. What other questions do you all have? Let me see. Am I missing anything on Instagram or TikTok? Daphne says, I'm assuming this is a question. Do you also play games? I do not. So the only reason I'm on Twitch, and y'all let me know if I need to get off it, the software that I use, StreamYard, allows you to multi-stream. So I'm having one conversation that's being cast out to two Facebook pages, my personal and my Maggie the Substitute Teacher page. Y'all know I'm Margaret. Maggie is my childhood nickname. This stream is also being cast to my two YouTube pages, Maggie the Substitute Teacher and Teachable Moments with Maggie. It's also being streamed to my Twitter, and it's being streamed to Twitch. The reason why, I just believe in casting a wide net. When I started my channel, those of you all who don't know, my channel is only 1.5 years old, and I didn't know that this multi-stream was even possible. Y'all, I'm just a mom, right? So I would go live on Facebook, and then I would stop. And then I would go live on Instagram, and then I would stop. Then I would go live on YouTube, and then I would stop. And because I'm cooking, y'all, that was a lot. And one of our friendly trolls, Snuggle, came in the stream one day. I was like, there's software that allows you to do one stream and cast it out. I was like, is that a thing? Y'all, I didn't know. So I started with Restream, but some of my day ones, remember how it used to be really glitchy and I'd have to refresh. So I've moved over to StreamYard. So when you set it up, it allows you to select all the different, they call them destinations. So I just click everything, because you just never know what people are watching on. And I've heard that, people are usually partial to their platforms. So I do have to come over here to Instagram, and TikTok is not integrated with StreamYard for the long form content, but that is why I'm on Twitch. So I hope that's okay. But no, I don't play video games. I don't know. I'm just not into video games. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm sure my boys could talk a lot more about that. Daphne says, can I ask you something? Yes, you absolutely can. You can put it in the chat and I'll drop the link again. If anybody wants to talk, you can absolutely talk. I'm going to drop the link here and then you'll see it hopefully in your feed. You can click the link. If you want to talk to me directly, you can be camera on or camera off. I hope that helps. All right. Mary says, I love that. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. What resources did you use, or was it mainly self-awareness and feedback? Oh, my dear. I wish it were self-awareness and feedback. Let me get a beverage for this one. Shout out to the Walmart water. You know who you are. Sugar-free, calorie-free, sparkling water. I have really had to invest. And that's a good thing. You know, we all work on something, right? Good Lord. Hello, Samara, and hello, Strictly. So again, I made the decision to invest, you know, when I realized that my guy was going up for a VP position. I was like, ooh, I need to really get it together. And I remember listening to Kevin Samuels. Gosh, I miss him. And he was talking about, you know, women who had like etiquette classes and all this stuff. I didn't even know that was a thing, you all. I mean, I've always been nice and kind of feminine, but more girly and not as refined. And I'm 47, y'all, right? So it's like, okay, I've been at this for a while. So I remember listening to Kevin Samuels, and he mentioned a woman called Anna Bay. And if you want me to drop in every week, there's a different module. And I learned a lot in that course. And I realized like self-reflection, we had homework assignments, like record yourself when you speak, notice your mannerisms, you know, what is your volume, all of this like evaluation. I was like, oof, this is rough. We had assignments that we needed to go to places and make sure that we could feel comfortable at the ballet, at the symphony, at, you know, a luxury hotel, even if you're just going for tea, right? I'm not going to spend $500 a night for a hotel, but I started with Anna Bay. And then you all know social media, the more you look up something, the more it's going to come in your feed. So then other etiquette teachers and other schools started to pop up. So once I started it, I realized I love this stuff. And so I moved when I completed Anna Bay's and I got the certificate for her Secrets of the Elite Woman course. Then I moved over to Emma DuPont, who is in England, and I've taken multiple of her courses. She has a signature course for women. Then she also has an international course, and she has a confident conversations course and professional. Long story short, I've invested a lot. I enjoy it. And I think you never master your craft. You can always get better. Y'all, I mess up all the time. You know, I even pour the glass and remind myself, drink out of the glass, not out of a can, tossing it back like a dude, and remind myself, take small, silent sips. So it's just little things like that. But I started just doing it privately. I didn't tell anybody. And I remember going out with my guy. He noticed one day, you know, my conversation was better. My posture was better. Just he started noticing some things because I didn't say anything about it because I didn't want to be like, well, I'm going to do this thing. And it just becomes a part of you, or at least for me, it did. And I think part of it too is because being a boy mom, they're teenagers now, but y'all, these kids. And then also I work in corporate America. I've been corporate since college. And then secondly, I work in technology. So I'm in like a masculine, competitive, data-driven environment. And I'm a mom of 2 boys. So my world was like, you know, just get, you know what, done. And you don't realize how much of that you internalize. And so I was like making a conscious effort every day to swim against the grain because I do want to maintain my softness, and my man's not going to have it any other way. So long-winded version of lots of teaching, and I continue to go. I meet with my etiquette teacher once a month, but I've invested thousands and I really like the results. But there's a lot of free content out there. I have a Patreon. There's $1 a month level on my Patreon where I'm always pumping, resources over there. But the finishing school is really for women who are ready to invest in something that is, a lifelong community, because that's a big part of it, supporting each other. And, if you didn't get this at home, if you are starting from zero, it's a great place for beginners. So hopefully that answers your question. Hello, Yate, the Tosh and fashionable girl, and Rab Bobby. Hello, thank you, thank you, thank you. We got Sage Page in the house. We got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes. Sorry, another outburst. Sign up for my etiquette class, right? We got Sage in the house. Y'all please check her out. She's a content creator starting off her channel, talking about all these soothing and calming things. Kind of the opposite of me, because I need to bring it down 1,000. I'm a little bit all the time. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Daphne says, I do custom artwork for streamers, content creators, editing, web development. Would you like to see some of my work? Sure. You can email me, Maggie, the substitute teacher, at gmail.com. So if you guys want to reach out to me, you can always email me. You can also inbox me on Facebook and Instagram. You can check out the DMs. I do have an editor. Shout out to 10 Plus Sounds. So he does... let's see, all the stuff that's professional looking, like our cruise meetup, 10 Plus Sounds, finishing school, 10 Plus Sounds, even this one. Like, if you see anything that looks really good on my page, I probably didn't make it. If it looks janky, I gave it a try. But yeah, you guys can reach out. Absolutely. All right, let's see. Who else do we have here? We got Marie. She says, ooh, fresh from the salon. I know, y'all. I know. I had just gotten my hair done. So shampoo day is Friday. And I had just gotten my hair done last week, y'all. And then if you were with me last week, I was gifted last minute tickets to Beyonce. If you're interested, I did a stream. You guys can go see my recap. There's a short form video and a long form live stream. And that was Saturday, the next day, and it rained here in Atlanta. But hey, it's just hair, right? We can wash it and come right back. So you've seen me this week with the big poof, but it's totally fine. So yeah, I did get it done today. Y'all notice everything. Got the crispy church curls. I know. She said bouncy curls, beautiful. Thank you. Y'all see me every day, so I can't hide it. You're going to see Maggie in all elements. But that's why, ladies, look, do what you want to with your body parts. I'm natural because, I have my own personal reasons, but in all honesty, I live an active life. I'm a busy mom, and I do want the boys to see like realness. But for me, I need a beauty routine, if you will, that's easy to maintain and that I can be consistent with. So ladies, a little unsolicited advice. Men do like consistency, and they want to be able to see the real you, right? So just a light lipstick, no makeup, none of that stuff, a little mascara, and that's it. For me, because I can't go from like red carpet Maggie to in the kitchen Maggie, and then I'm looking like who shot John. All right. So that's one of the things that I've learned, and we'll talk about in the finishing school. But the capsule wardrobe, which means finding the colors, the cut, and the clothes that fit your body. I still struggle with that. And then your grooming routine needs to be something that you can put together so you're instantly elegant. All right. Daphne has a question. All right. So let's continue on. Sage says, please, Maggie, drop the link. You're so welcome. I will. Let me do that. Okay. All right. So hopefully that came up. I need to get better about like pinning it in the chat. I always forget that. All right. We got seed retention in the house coming through with this cup of coffee. Hello, maybe it's still morning where you are, or are you just drinking coffee? I've already had my coffee today. Hello and welcome. Okay, let's see. We got Maximin, hello, and Mohammed, hello. Oh, Betty said you love the pearls. Don't cast them to swine. Thank you. Okay, Nish says on TikTok, Maggie, what is the other social media you're on? Hello, my dear. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter. Those will give you the full screen. And then Instagram and TikTok. Okay, those are not integrated with StreamYard yet, so that's I'll have to look over here. But hello, Oliver. You're welcome to come find me over on YouTube. Um, so yep. All right. Okay, Mary says, thanks, Maggie. You're welcome, my dear. I appreciate you so much. Sage says, I love your personality. Aw, thank you. Some days are better than others. This is just me. I mean, I couldn't beat it back if I wanted to. So, in all seriousness, when I started my channel, I didn't think anybody would care. I've been on this health and wellness journey, down about 80, not where I need to be. I still got a ways to go, but I just started this channel, cooking, and for my own accountability, showing this is what I'm eating today. Plus, I would just post the pictures and people would say, did you make that? So I'm like, yes, let me show you how I made it. And then the etiquette stuff would kind of slip in, the relationship stuff would kind of slip in, and now here we are. So I'm glad you all enjoy it. All are welcome here, all right? Michelle, my first time seeing you here. She says, I definitely relate to you in regards to refining my disposition. As I progressed the corporate ladder, I had to tweak my extra bubbly disposition a tad. I did eventually find balance. Thank you for sharing. Absolutely. And, this is not to discourage anyone. And etiquette is not about being perfect all the time. Y'all see me mess up. And the Maggie that you see in the kitchen making up lyrics to songs is different from, the Maggie when I'm focused and I'm trying to answer a question and have a conversation. All of that is fine. But I just know that I tend to be a little bit chatty, a lot extrovert. Whatever you are, however you are, if you're somebody who is, a little bit harder in the face, is just your natural face, then you might have to be a little bit more intentional about maybe smiling and making eye contact. I do that naturally. Some people have a little bit more of a potty mouth, right? You just grew up listening to bombs being dropped all around you. And so you're going to have to be more intentional about the words that you use. That's not an issue for me. But what is an issue for me is, like I said, just being a little bit, sillier, louder than I need to be. So you will assess, once you do this kind of study, and this is what we'll do in the finishing school, we will go through all of the different components and you'll actually rate yourself, not to share with anybody, but just to kind of take that look at, okay, where am I good? What do I need to work on? And then prioritize. And then we'll have, like little private Q&As where we can, maybe do give you feedback on speech, or if you want to look at, your social media, or just whatever we can do. I'm really happy to help. Who else do we have here? We got Seed. He says the cruise meetup sounds good. Yeah, come on and cruise with us, y'all. There's a link. I don't know if we've got any moderators, or I'll pull up the website if you want to see it. Let me see if I can just add it to the chat for you so you all can have it. Yeah. So we have a block of rooms. There are inside balconies, there are outside balconies, and then I think some other staterooms. I think Lauren, who's our actual travel agent, she's one of our scholars in the community. She set everything up. I've dropped the website. Anybody can come. Like I said, it's 5 days, and I've only planned my one birthday party for one of the nights. We'll do that for a couple of hours. I'll bring you all some gifts. We'll do a group photo and, like a live Q&A like this. And then you're on your own. Or you can hang out with me if you want to. But some people have asked that we make this an annual event. So I'm really excited to, to travel with you all and have a Maggie meetup on the high seas. All right. Oh, who do we have here? Who do we have here? We were just talking about you, sweetheart. Look at who's here, y'all. If y'all remember last night on Lead Attorney's stream, I actually had the pleasure of chatting with our Miley, and happy to be, consulting with her and just working on her goals. So, yeah, absolutely. Hello, One Love. If anybody has questions, this is your chance to ask me for free. Usually I charge for consultations because there's one of me and multiple of you all, but I am taking Miley under my wing because I have a heart for our young ladies. So welcome, sweetheart. All right, what else? Sage is saying hi. Hey, Miley. Capone is saying hello. African Wolf, are you Team Passport Bros? Absolutely. I said here's where I am about that. And I'm not like labels, right? I know there's red pill. I take allergy pills. I don't know about this other stuff. Red pill, blue pill, black pill, purple pill, passport bros, whatever. This is where I am. And I understand as a woman why we are kind of like, oh, you know, we might have an adverse, gut reaction to it. But being a boy mom has taught me so much. And that clip of mine that went viral, some of y'all have seen it. You can go to my YouTube page, go to Shorts, and sort by popular. There's a clip of me from the London podcast that's got over 3 million views now. And what I said is, men see themselves in younger men, women see themselves as younger women. And, my whole thought process behind that is that I have watched the boys grow up. Clearly, I'm their mom, right? And they're not even men yet. They're still teenagers, so they're young men. But I remember vividly, shout out to Miley and the nannies or teachers or anybody who watches kids, being a girl and having the girl experience. I have a brother, but there's something about boys, especially once they're together, you would think something is wrong. For example, all right, boys, it's bath time. Go on upstairs, get your clothes in the hamper, and get in the shower. Sounds simple enough. When they were little, upstairs, naked, running around, slapping each other with their underwear, just doing the most. Like, it doesn't take all that. I thought something was wrong. Do I need to get them tested? I had girlfriends tell me, you should put them on medication, like all of this stuff. And if you allow it, it will really like change your perception of what's normal boy behavior. So I spent a lot of time talking to their dad, talking to my guy, talking to coaches, teachers, male teachers, and really understanding what's normal boy behavior. And they go through phases in life and they do really dumb stuff. And then one day, I don't do that anymore. And you're like, are you kidding me? So this happened to me multiple times. So as a mom, I'm watching, all the different phases. And now I can see them becoming young men. And we go to the barbershop and the older men are like, you heard your mother, let's go. I could say it 5 times and then they get up and they start walking. Like, what is that about, right? So my point being, as a boy mom, and I see other young men, when you have finally made it to the point in life where you are ready to take a wife and have that responsibility and you've built yourself, I don't want any man who has earned the right to have a family, because it is a privilege, to have to wait on us women to catch up. That's me. I'm traditional. You have heard me say, and I told Miley last night, it's our job as women to do the work to prepare and be ready, because the men do the choosing. If you ask me, they ask, we accept, or we don't. But what we can't ask is a man to wait around for us to get it together, especially because women mature early. So, I met my ex-husband, I was 18. I've been running a house since I was 13. So I just was raised that way. A lot of young women don't get that. And so that's why, last night on the stream, I applaud the young women who are taking relationships seriously, because what you don't realize when you're young, that now at 47, I know, you're going to naturally slow down. And men, as they get older, they're going to put it into second gear. So all of that rah-rah that we have when we're young, ask any 30-year-old, 40-year-old, 50-year-old, I'm tired, right? So all that to say, absolutely, go find what you want wherever it is. Relationships are competitive, and I want the best for all men, but especially our men. So, yep, go for it. Go for it. What does Capone say? I can't go a day without my coffee and my. Okay, I hear you. Nate says, what was your hardest thing or food to change for your health and wellness journey? Sugar. Absolutely, hands down, sugar. Hello, Kane and Saki. I didn't realize that sugar is so highly addictive, number one. And I didn't realize that there was so much sugar in foods that aren't sweet. So, for anyone who doesn't know, I've been working with a metabolic specialist and I was tested for food sensitivities. So, the story goes I saw a lady at work that had lost weight, and like we all do, oh, you look great. What did you do? And she told me about getting her gut health checked. And I was like, I haven't heard of that diet. So I went to see this metabolic specialist because, when you struggle with weight, it's like, I'll try anything. And I had always carried extra weight, but as I got older, over 40, the weight problem started to turn into a health problem. I used to be pre-diabetic. I used to have elevated cholesterol, and I used to have borderline blood pressure. All of it is normal now, but that's where my life was going. And I was like, absolutely not. When these kids are up and out, I want to live my life. So I need to get on top of this now. And luckily and thankfully, all of that is normal now with no medication. So you absolutely can do it. Hello, easy. But I'm not a doctor. So she did some tests in her office, and it was like a little Q-tip thing. She swabbed on the inside of my cheek and put it in a Ziploc bag. I'm like, that's weird. Send it off to the lab. And then she took some hair samples, not a lot, but just like a little bit of hair from the back. And I'm like, she clipped it off. And I was like, that's weird. So she was like, I'll be in touch with you. So I got all this list of foods, some that I can have, some that I can have like from time to time, some that I really need to avoid. And I was so mad because a lot of it were the foods that I love to eat. Like first go round, I've been tested 3 times, like chicken, coffee, citrus, dairy, gluten. And I'm like, I can't eat anything. That's how the substitute teacher was born, because I got a list of foods that I can have and a list of foods that I can't have. So I'm looking at this list of foods and I'm like, So I started coming up with creative ways to eat the foods that I have to eat, but making food that I want to eat. So when the sugar, I don't have to worry about salt. I do have to worry about sugar. Pre-diabetic, right? Now it's normal. So she said everything you eat has to be under 6 grams of sugar. And I don't really look at I don't count like calories or carbs, but I do look at the nutrition label just for the sugar. And y'all would be surprised, especially these beverages and condiments. Shout out to Starbucks and a lot of these drinks, sodas. I may have one in a blue moon, but I used to drink that stuff all the day. All the time. I'm just being honest with you all. And so what's happening is like pasta sauce and ketchup and just a lot of stuff has sugar. Then for someone like me who has a sweet tooth, when I actually go to eat chocolate or something like that, I've already consumed so much sugar that I'm actually eating something that's sweet to me. It's a wrap. So I had to cut out the sugar. Oh, I was miserable. Oh, I was cranky. I'm not going to lie. It is really like a highly addictive drug. So for 10 days, I was miserable. I was cranky. I was tired. I was just, I wasn't this Maggie. I was just like, oh my gosh. But your body does adjust. Every day that you're living, your body is trying to, to recalibrate. So what I've learned is that you crave more of what you consume. So I didn't think that I could ever do like 1 meal a day. I didn't think that I could ever not have like fried foods and salt, not salty, but sugary foods. But it's like you push past that wall, and believe it or not, you don't want it as much. And now when I eat, like tonight we're going out, I'm going to have It's going to be a cheat meal. I'm going to have I don't know what they serve at this restaurant, but it's a really nice steak restaurant. But I'm going to have my appetizer, my main course, and my dessert for y'all for research purposes. But now when I go back and I eat kind of the way that I did, I feel it in my body. Like I feel achy and stiff. I used to take so many pain pills, just because I thought, oh, this knee, oh, this back, I'm just getting older. It's not just getting older. I had so much inflammation in my joints, they were stiff. And I was just taking, more medicine. Who wants to do that? When I changed my diet, even before I lost the weight, within 2 days, 48 hours, I was pain free. And I was shocked. So long-winded answer, the sugar. The sugar was the absolute hardest one for me, but I found a lot of sugar substitutes now, and so that's what I do. But hopefully that answers your question. Thank you for asking. Hello, Gordon, West, and O'Riordan. Thank you for being here. We got Sunspot with Omega Sunlight. Grand day and wellness, Maggie, mods and chat. Hope y'all have some great energy and vibes in effect. Absolutely. I'm feeling good. I'm excited. E. Capone says, I can't wait. He is ready for the cruise, y'all. I'm so excited to see you again. I met Capone for the first time in San Diego at Lead Attorneys Meetup. And Lead Attorney's going to be on the cruise. If anybody wants to know, I wasn't going to say anything. I don't tell anybody's business, but he announced it, so I'm letting y'all know. We got Wanna Be Natural in the house. Thank you for being here. Any questions over here on TikTok? Mon says, any gems to drop about diet consistency? Oh, I wish there were a secret sauce here. Let me think if I can offer anything. It's all the stuff that people always say. And this is a struggle for me. I'm not at my goal yet, but I would say celebrate the small wins. When you have a lot of weight to lose, sometimes it can seem insurmountable. Excuse me, but I remember losing 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds. Now, we don't want to celebrate with food, but I remember just kind of chunking away at it. So set those small goals and really take time to celebrate it. Just when you move down a size, or you can tighten that belt a little bit. But for me, the biggest thing is because I like to eat. Clearly, right? I love to cook. I love to try new things. I love to eat. So you're going to have to find a diet because they all work, but you're going to have to find something that you can sustain after you've lost the weight. Okay. So if you do something like, let's say this one meal a day or whatever that I'm doing, if I know that I need to eat multiple smaller meals or whatever it is, that's not sustainable for me. And then you'll end up going back. So I support all of them. Do what works for you, but make sure it's something that you can see yourself living this way. Because I know to be able to maintain, I'm going to have to eat on my plan about 80% of the time. And then 1 or 2 days a week, I can enjoy a little bit, but I found what works for me. So that would be a tip. I hope that helps. Ebony says, why do you say my guy and not my boyfriend? Good question. Because I'm old. Boyfriend to me sounds young. I'm also in the South, so we'll say my man sometimes. So I've been in a long-term relationship, 12 years now. It all means the same thing. I don't like my partner. I don't do that. That's just me. I'm traditional. So for me, either your husband or I guess my boyfriend. I could say that, but in my opinion, don't throw stones at me. Boyfriend sounds a little bit juvenile, as it should be. I'm 47, so he calls me his woman, so I call him my man. Hopefully that answers. We got the African Wolf. Wolf, we got a new stream sponsor, Outbid E. Capone by a penny. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the $5. I will accept it. That is so generous of you. Y'all don't even have to be here, but then you come through sponsoring streams. I appreciate it. Like I said, I didn't find $5 in the laundry today. The African Wolf. Y'all know I was actually born in Ghana in West Africa. So it's a beautiful country. I've been to South Africa, incredible. Been to Ghana a couple times, amazing. And then next summer, I'm actually going to Egypt. So I'll be in North Africa. I travel every year. And I'm very excited about that. And I always take you guys with me whenever I am traveling. So we do travel documentaries, and I will be streaming from the cruise. I've already got the internet package, so y'all be able to see what I'm doing. We got Ebony in the house. She says, "Are you and Just Pearly Things on good terms?" We were never on bad terms. Some of you all know that I went to London. That's where I was actually on Pearl's podcast where the clip went viral. I had no idea what I was in for. I went for a cooking collab for the wife school. And since I was there, she's like, "Hey, why don't you come be on this podcast?" And I was like, "Okay, I'm here. I'll do it." Never had the experience before. And when I came back from London, I asked my editor, shout out to 10 Plus Sounds, because that was a 2-hour podcast. I didn't know who was going to be there. Of course, I knew Melanie King and the MTR, but I didn't really know what to expect, right? And so Pearl gave permission to clip up the use any content. And so I told my editor, I asked my editor, I said, any of the parts that I had speaking parts, would you clip those for me since it was a 2-hour podcast? And I want to share it with my community, like, "Hey guys, look at what I did." And that video, the clip that went viral, now over 3 million views, it just kept going and going. And people were remixing it and responding to it. And I was like, y'all, still, I don't think anything I say is that mind blowing. To me, it's common sense. However, I know I had the traditional nuclear family, 2-parent upbringing, very structured, and that's different for a lot of people today. So my perspective may sound like, that's amazing. So that video went viral. When I went to London, I had 2,000 subscribers. Now we're at 40,000, and it happened like in a few months. Some of y'all were here for the ride. Then a lot of other stuff happened after that, and I had a lot of opinions after that. But let me tell you something. My man, my guy, my boyfriend said, "Maggie, stay out of it. That has nothing to do with you." So that's what I did. Best advice ever. I hope that answers the question. We got Mary in the house. She says, "Did you enjoy being a young wife, or do you wish you got to be independent and learn more about yourself as an individual?" Excellent question. Oh, y'all are so good today. Um, Yes, I enjoyed being a young wife. Here's the thing, and again, it goes back to my upbringing. My parents have been together over 50 years. My parents met in college and got married in their 20s, had me and my brother, or I guess my brother and then me. And so that's just what was modeled to me, right? And I believe I told Miley this on the stream last night. Your relationship experience, your idea about relationships comes from your family of origin, what you saw demonstrated, that's, normal to you, or maybe not normal, and then your actual experience. So I was raised to be a wife, meaning when I was under 10, playing with Barbie, selling Girl Scout cookies, no boyfriend in sight, completely inappropriate, just being a kid. My mom, "Maggie, if you do not cook for your children, who will cook for them?" And I'm like, "I don't know what you're talking about, Mom." But that's just the programming, if you will, right? So I knew that relationships were important. And I have a lot of accolades on paper, all of that stuff. That's great. But that's a moment in time. What really lasts is that, in my opinion, since you're asking me, the time that we take to develop relationships. And I'll tell any young woman, look, you got to do what's best for you. However, if you know at some point that you're going to want marriage and family, I would advise you to move towards that direction sooner than later for a variety of reasons. I met my ex-husband right after high school. I told Miley this today. Um, Met him at 18. I had a little summer job before I went to Spelman, met him there. That was the only boyfriend I had in college, got married after college. I know there are some schools of thought that think you need to experience things. I think you can experience things together in marriage with your husband. We waited to have children. I did go to graduate school, like 6 months after the marriage. But we cruised together, we traveled. Like before you become tethered down with the family, I think we waited about 6 years to have kids. So, but you're asking me, and I'm a relationship girl. For me, casual experiences don't make sense to me because it wastes time and a lot of other things. I know I'm eventually going to want it to be a real relationship. I want to belong to someone. I don't just want to be out here untethered. So if I already know that, and this is what I counsel young women, if you already know that's the goal and it's the North Star, everything you do should be moving towards that, or else you're just going to have to regroup and take another lap around the mountain and then come back. So you know I went from my parents' house to being married. Do I regret that? No, because, and I would tell any young woman this, obviously now I live alone. Well, not obviously, but I do live alone now. And I remember the first time I was on my own, I was kind of like, wow, this is different. Um, I will always prioritize relationships, but it's not for everybody. If you're more of the type of person that likes your alone time, that's fine. Do what works for you, but just know there's a trade-off and a cost, right? I wanted to be married young, and I don't think 25 is young for marriage. I think that's normal. I was married young, so I didn't have a lot of experiences. I would absolutely do the same. Hopefully that helps. Hi, Nate says, I have great eye contact, but I've been told I have resting, not so nice face. How do I fix that? Great question. People always say, what's wrong? I could be in the best of moods, but I guess it doesn't show on my face. Help. Absolutely. Hello, Morgan. Hello, Efren. Oh, you're welcome, Mom. Do I like parodies? I'm kind of neutral. I don't really like them or not like them, but I guess they're okay. So let's talk about this. This is not an issue for me. I'm actually the opposite. I'm quite smiley. I have to bring it down. One of the assignments that we had in etiquette school was to record ourselves or have someone record you. I work from home in technology, so I'm in Zoom meetings all the time. You can also just use your phone, set it up, and just talk for 5-10 minutes about any subject, the weather outside. Study your facial expressions, right? One of the things that I've had to learn is to find the type of smile that sits naturally on my face. I have a big toothy smile. So when I'm happy, and clap your hands, I smile big. But I've also learned that I think all of us, our serious face, like if you're typing something or whatever, it can look like you're upset, or you could just be focused and I'm not happy or sad, but it just looks like what's wrong. So one of the things that I've learned to do is to smile when I speak and also have a resting smile. And for me, it's like this. So it's not a huge, like cheeky, toothy smile, but I know that if I just completely relax my face, it can look like that. But I learned that by practicing in the mirror, watching myself back, getting that feedback. And I know when I smile at people, they smile back at me. Because you guys, you notice it. Like, if you ever, Nate, you said people are always asking you what's wrong. It's primal. A lot of it is primal. You walk into a place and you're just like, then people immediately put their guard up too. And, I've shared this before in one of my cooking classes. One of the things that I learned is that over the years, hundreds, thousands of years, right? The way that humans have developed, we had to be able to tell instantly if someone who was approaching us was coming to do good or to do harm. So the human brain has learned to scan not only the face, but also body language, right? That's why posture is so important. That's why body language is so important, because you can do things to kind of count yourself out or be misjudged. And so once I learned that, I was like, oh, okay, I want to make sure that I'm intentional about showing up. And yes, it takes more energy to smile when I'm talking than just, yeah, I could talk to you like this. But I made the decision once I got that information, sometimes people may avoid you just because something about you just doesn't sit right with them. And I didn't want anybody to have that experience with me. So consider it a gift. If you've gotten feedback, you say here, people always say what's wrong. Okay, so now you have the information. So we can't say we don't know. And people always say what's wrong. So that means this is happening quite often. So now that you know, what can you do about it? I would practice, and you can do this stuff at home alone for free, but you can practice video or taking pictures of yourself or looking in the mirror and noticing what seems normal and natural for you. And sometimes I'll catch myself. Sometimes I'll just kind of be relaxing when I'm listening to somebody, and I'll just remind myself, okay, smile, Maggie, and just kind of nod and show that I'm engaged, because I want to show up that way, because I really do care and I want it to show. So at this point, you're really just going to have to act on the information that you've been given, but you want to do it in a way that's normal and natural to you. Okay, it doesn't have to be like on 10 like Maggie, but practice makes better. We're not perfect, but that makes better. I hope that helps, my dear. Sunspot with Omega Sunslight says, sugar and sodium are America's truest addictions. Hello, Byland. Hi, everyone. Yes, y'all. And there's so much extra added. That's the thing. I try to eat, y'all, I like all the good stuff, or the good, the bad for you stuff like you all do, but I just have to really limit it. And I think you enjoy it better when you don't eat it all the time, because it's a treat. A little bit goes a long way. But yeah, sugar and sodium are easily can be easily corrected if you get in front of it. So you all see, I use my sugar substitutes. Some people like them, some don't. There are some plant-based ones, monk fruit, stevia, if you want natural. There are some laboratory ones, Splenda, Equal. Look, do what works for you. I'm not the food police. And then salt. Salt is not an issue for me, but if you do have to worry about salt, be careful with seasonings that already have salt added. So if you're using garlic salt in an ingredient, maybe you change to garlic powder. Or if you're going to use garlic salt, avoid regular salt. Try to use other spices that give that food flavor without the extra salt. But yeah, we're all struggling with something. And y'all, some of y'all are young. I'm not. We're all going to age, and I want to age gracefully. Sir Lamar, thank you for the flames. I appreciate you. He says, did you sub today? Meaning like substitute. I hope y'all know I'm not a real teacher. I work in technology. I'm Maggie, the substitute teacher, because I cook with food substitutes. Who am I talking to? I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. So that's where my main screen is. You're more than welcome to join. Oh, all right. Thank you. Y'all are chiming in. We got EKNL in the house, an actual chef. I am not. He says, happy Friday, Maggie in chat. Thank you. We got Sabrina Christie in the house. She says, hello, Maggie. Beautiful flowers. Thank you for bringing them. Hello, MM. Thank you for being here. Yeah, the biggest battle. Yeah, withdrawal is serious. Absolutely. But here's the thing, y'all. Just like any drug, I know I will never go all the way back where I was, because, yeah, that withdrawal was hard. Like I said, it was about 10 days. I was miserable, but I was serious because I knew I had to do something, right? But now I can have a cheat meal. I can have a cheat day. I can have a cheat weekend if it's really bad. But when I go longer than that, all those aches and pains and all that other stuff that now you'll see me in the kitchen moving around crazy, all that stuff starts to come back. And that's my feeling like I've been hit by a Mack truck, and I'm limping along because I'm stiff and achy. That's not what I want to be. So that kind of gets me back on track. All right. Ebony says, what do you think about women supporting the red pill? I say, do what works for you. I mean, like, y'all, for me, a lot of this stuff, I don't really take sides with red pill, blue pill, black pill. I take allergy pills. That's what I take. Um, I understand there's a space, and I understand some people feel very strongly about it, but I just try to come from the perspective of being an older woman who has had life experience, who remembers that 20-year-old headstrong version of myself, who has made mistakes and doesn't mind sharing, this is what I've gotten right and this is what I've gotten wrong, who's always trying to refine, who's in a long-term relationship with a very traditional man who has standards, and been in a marriage with more of a 50-50, which I thought that's what I wanted, but I just know over time our nature is I'm happier as a helpmate. So I just speak from my own personal experience, but I try not to intrude on anybody else's space. So that's why I have my own channel here. But I say support what you want or don't support it. There's so many channels and so many spaces, but all are welcome in my community. I hope that helps. Mary says, I'm sorry, I want to call you Mary. Hello, King Marcus. Mary says, when you are upset with your husband, what do you do? Whew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And is it different from what you would do with a boyfriend? I don't think so. Let me think about this one. So, obviously, when you're married, you're living together and you're in a family unit. So, we are not married, and two reasons why. One, ladies, it's not up to us. We don't get everything that we want on our timeline. Okay, so choose wisely. And two, there are children involved, and his decision. He doesn't believe in that big, beautiful blended family. So, once the kids are up and out, we will have our time. And I just have to accept and respect that. So we live separately. When the kids are with me, I'm mom mode. When the kids are at their dad's, then I can have my time. But we do talk multiple times a day and see each other, at least once or more per week. He's taking me out tonight, so I'm very excited. So when you're in a relationship and you're married, you're living with each other, right? And I'm not living with a man, not married. Do what works for you. I'm just sharing for me. So when you are married, or when I was married, when I was upset, one of the things that I've learned to do, and I think it's just very mature, is to communicate how you're feeling, right? Men already think that we women are a little bit, we are emotional. They call us crazy, but we can have these wild emotional swings. And that's something that you need to snap out of and grow out of. So, one of the things that I'll do is communicate, you know what, I'm just going to need some time. Today is not a good day for me, or I didn't like this. But I make sure that before I circle back, I have calmed down and I'm at a place where I can talk about it. Because ultimately, I always tell my consults, do you want to win the battle or do you want to win the war? And in marriage or long-term relationships, there's going to be things that upset you, right? We're human. So when you're married and you're living together, I would always fulfill my obligations, right? So whatever your roles are in your marriage, for me, keeping the house, cooking, whatever, it would never be one of those things. I'm not cooking because he did that. No, I'm just going to do what I need to do. But I'm going to say, I might be a little bit shorter in conversation, but I'll try to say, I'm really upset. Men can pick up on it when you live together, right? I get mad, but I don't stay mad because I'm always looking to prioritize the relationship and get to a resolution. Now, if it's a boyfriend or somebody that you're dating, you have that natural distance because I don't live together. You have that natural distance. So you're going to have to be more proactive about communicating. What I would advise in both scenarios is when you need to have, a conversation, like a serious conversation, not just, you said you were going to be here at 6 and you were here at 6:05. But if something's really bothering you, I appreciate how hard you work to provide. And I want to make sure that I am doing my part to make sure that you have nutritious meals. And I worked really hard to surprise you, and you said, or to prepare this for you. And you said you were going to be here and you didn't come. And then you also didn't let me know. So I was worried, and I had, made this effort, and it really upset me. So, I appreciate, all the effort you put in. If I could please ask that you just let me know in advance. I can adjust my schedule to yours, but if you would just communicate with me, it could be a quick text. It doesn't have to be long drawn out. That would really help me to be in a better position to support you. I'm making it up, right? But conversations, if you can, face to face, any kind of conversation, so that they can read Nate, they can read your facial expressions and know that you are speaking from a place of love, saying how it affected you, not this you always do that. No, I want to, this is how it made me feel. I want to, be better in this area. This is specifically, especially ladies talking to men. Don't go around and around. Land the plane, get to the point. If they want commentary or context afterwards, you can offer that. But I really try. That's the compliment sandwich, right? Compliment, please change this, and then compliment. Try to do it in person. Ladies, keep it brief. And if you picked a good one, he's going to be receptive to how you feel, because I do believe men want their women, to be happy, and not like happy like I've got all these things, but if they really, if you really love each other, you want the best for each other. So hopefully that helps. So I guess the difference is between married and boyfriend, living together or not. But last thing I'll say, this is me, I wouldn't have a boyfriend that I couldn't see myself marrying. Again, dating casually or anything else just wastes time. Ultimately, I always want long term or marriage. So I would treat my boyfriend the same way that I would treat my husband. Okay. You can do differently. Of course, relationships need to progress to that point. But if we're in a real relationship, I would treat him the same way. Hopefully that helps. Hello, the real Bala Bala, and hello, Chemistry Nails. Thank you for being here. Capone says sugar is a killer. Yeah, sugar is highly addictive, and it does damage the body. Excuse me. Wannabe says, what is the name of the test that you took? I took one in my metabolic specialist office, but I'll drop a link for you. There's another one, this company called Everlywell. It's not sponsored, Everlywell. Let me drop the link for you. They have a food sensitivity test. Okay, this one is, they have a basic one and they have a more advanced one, food sensitivity test. Let me just drop the link so you can have it. And I'll give you all some options. We used to talk about this a lot early days in my streams. Okay, so the food sensitivity test that I took in my metabolic specialist office was 2 parts. There was a cheek swab for your recent sensitivities, and then there was a hair sample, because things, what's in your body comes through your hair. And so she clicked a little bit to see what was in my system and all of this good stuff. Then the one that I just dropped in the chat, Everlywell, I did that one for my mom. That's an at-home, but it's a finger stick. Okay, so if you're okay with a little bit of blood, they send you the instructions. You can prick your finger. They send you the whole little kit. You drop the blood on the paper. I know, put it in the envelope and mail it back. And then they send you an email with all of your test results. Doing this in my metabolic specialist office, she was able to kind of help. I know I needed help. Some people just want the information, but I wanted someone to help me on this journey, because obviously weight is a struggle for me. Some people, it's not a struggle. God bless you. So there's the cheek swab, there's the finger stick test. You can also check with your insurance. Some insurance companies will cover a full metabolic panel in your doctor's office. So you can ask about that as well. Maybe it'll be covered. I paid for mine using HSA. So that's what I did, but love to give you all options. Hello, the only Tosh. Thank you for being here. Ooh, Ebony, lots of questions. Do you think that men are less masculine today? Some, yes. And I know it's not all. there are still some very masculine men there. In a lot of them are in our community. But some men are less masculine, but more women are more masculine and less feminine. Things have definitely changed. The other thing, Ebony, to keep in mind of, one of the things that I've learned, men are always watching, always surveying. And the very masculine men, I'm not going to say they move in silence, but they kind of move in silence, right? Because they don't need to make a lot of noise when they come in, right? Who they are speaks volumes. And a lot of times, the men that we want, which I think we want masculine men, they will see our behavior and say, nope, not even going to waste my time. And because they don't need to like prove themselves or chase us down, they avoid us and they go towards what they want. So when you say, are men less masculine, maybe the men around you, and I'm not saying you specifically, but maybe the men that you see, the men that you give your attention to, or the men that are in your space are the ones that aren't as confident in who they are. So maybe they, you know, make a little bit more, how can I say this? Maybe they need a little bit more hand holding. I hope I'm making sense, but there are some very, very masculine men, and I love that. I absolutely love it. But, in our community, especially, two things, have happened. The single mom, how do you say, epidemic is very damaging, especially, I think for girls and boys, but for boys. And that's why I shared with you all being a boy mom, and I know as a divorcee, that there's that statistic. But what I've been very intentional about when the marriage ended, I sat down with my husband at the time and I said, these are your children, and there's nothing that I'm going to do that's going to get in the middle of that, right? So whatever happened between us, that's in the past. I take that to my grave. The relationship that you have with the boys is going to be the one that you create. So even though on paper he gets every other weekend, he gets the boys all the time. Actually, now that they're teenagers, they live with their dad and they visit me. So I've been very intentional about making sure, whether it's their dad or coaches or male teachers, that I surround them with masculine men that can do what I cannot, because I'm mom and I'm soft and they know that. I think that's very important. So this whole thing about women, I don't need men, you may not, but your kids do. Intentionally having children without a father figure, I think it is very short-sighted. And then the other thing is masculine men, well, men in general, and I'm not a man, so I would love to hear from the men, but men in general have to be so cautious because there's so much stuff, y'all. I'm in the South, and a man holds a door for me and I'm like, thank you so much, or they do something. I have heard women say, like they're offended that a man is just being chivalrous. Help me. I told y'all I'm like memory foam. But because of the environment that's been created, a lot of men, it's just not worth it. Okay. So they exit and they go wherever they go. They're still here amongst us, but they're just not making their presence known because it's just like my man would say, it costs too much. It just costs too much. So hopefully that answers the question. I can't speak for men, but as a woman, that's why I'm here, to try and offer what I can. And hopefully that helps. We got Top Lobster in the house. He says, hello, Miss Maggie. Good to see you again. Been a while. I'm glad you're back. Glad you're back. We got the common sense expert over here. Hello. All the curls are drawn up. 614, thank you for being here. Elegantly Me, thank you for being here. Okay, let's see what else. Mary says, when you're upset with your guy, what do? I tell him after I've calmed down. But he knows me so well. And like we don't have like arguments. I don't know. We just, been together so long. But if something bothers me, number one, he knows because I'm so customized to him. He knows all my like quirks. And when I've changed, babe, are you okay? I'm fine. He'll give it a while. He knows I have like a 24 hours, like give me a day. Usually I'm over it. But If something's, bothering me the next day, be like, you sure you're okay? And I can't lie. I'm just like, this happened and it made me feel this way. And I feel kind of silly saying it, but he's like, nah, babe, it's okay. Sometimes he'll just be like, you know what? I meant to do this and this happened, babe. I'm sorry. But I just think that this is me. We really overcomplicate relationships. If you choose wisely and you've got a good one, like the fighting and all of that, that is not normal. That just always having something going on is not normal. People who like all of that, to me, that is not normal. So it's very rare. But if I am upset, I will say so. I will also say, hey, I need a night. I need a day. This is really bothering me. Give me some time and I'll come back and talk about it, right? I'm mature enough to not have him try to read my mind or guessing it. But he's a good one. I don't really have very many complaints, but it does happen from time to time. Hopefully that helps. E. Capone says, I want to go to Egypt. Let me see if I can find the link for the group tour that I'm on. Where am I going? EF, go ahead. Let me see if it's in here. EF, go ahead. So I'm with a travel company. We go to a different country every year. Let me see if I can log in. Last year this year was Greece. Last year it was Italy. Oh man, they're gonna send a link and all that stuff. All right, there it is. A week in Egypt. So E. Capone, I'm gonna drop the link so you all can see. You can look into it, but if you want to come on the group tour that I'm doing next year, inbox me and I'll send you the actual tour that we're on. But this is the tour that I'm going on. So they're usually about a week to 10 days. It's like all inclusive. We go to different sites. So I absolutely love it. And I always report back for you all. Sunspot says, what do you think about the postpartum pill that has been accepted by the FDA? I know nothing about it, so you'll have to educate me. I delivered 2 boys, and there's so many emotions that happen after a woman gives birth. It's normal, but young mothers, you will feel like yourself again one day. It just takes time. But yeah, Sunspot, you'll have to let me know. I don't watch the news. I'm very intentional about what I allow into my space. So there's a lot of stuff that I miss because I'm not getting caught up in a lot of stuff. But yeah, let me know. But I don't have an opinion. Sorry. Lisa says, I felt so weird in my 40s calling my now husband my boyfriend. I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't know. I had a boyfriend in high school. I had a boyfriend in college. Then I had a fiance, and then I had a husband. Having been married and being a wife and saying husband, it does feel weird to then call someone your boyfriend. For me, it just seems like a natural progression, right? Hello, Ish. Thank you so much for being here. We got a new sponsor, Wanna Be Natural, coming in with the $5.05. She says, you're great. Thank you so much. Let me get you in the banner here. I appreciate you so much for the 505. Thank you, Wanna Be Natural. I think you also have a YouTube channel, right? Or you're starting one? Wanna Be Natural. You are the stream sponsor. Thank you, E. Capone. Thank you, the African Wolf, but Wanna Be Natural is our stream sponsor. All right. Thank you, my dear. I appreciate you. Excuse me. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Thank you, my dear. Ebony says, I keep looking for that podcast with just pearly things and I can't find it. I'll pull it up for you. I'll drop the link in the chat. Also, if you guys go to my YouTube page and click on shorts, you know what? Let's do it now. I'll just share my screen. I'm going to show y'all how to find it because I was going to explain, but I'll just show you. So this is the tour that I'm going on for Egypt. I brought that in the chat so you all can see. You can see the itinerary and all that stuff that we're doing. So let's go to youtube.com. Make sure I'm sharing my screen. Okay. All right. There's Pearl. We're here. We're live right now. Let's go to my channel. Okay. So when you go to my channel, you can do this on mobile as well. You want to go to YouTube Shorts. And then you all know that I'm always posting content for you. Then you want to click here where it says popular. So it's going to default to latest. If you click to popular, you'll see right here, traditional woman, blah, blah, blah. You see, this is the one that has 3 million views. And what I've done is I have pinned the full video, or I think I did, in there. Let's take a look.
I would argue that if an older woman had told this younger lady or any younger lady that this is how boys see you, if you do that, you would act differently if someone had told you that. I think men do a much better job of checking each other because men see themselves in younger men. Women see themselves as younger women. So a man.
All right, so that's the clip that went viral. I just highlighted the full video and I'm putting it in the chat, Ebony, so you all can watch the whole thing if you want to. Again, it was a 2-hour podcast with 10 people on it. I only know 2 of them. I didn't know the questions. I didn't know anything. I maybe spoke like 5 or 6 times and I just tried to make sure whatever I was sharing was helpful. And then that clip just took off. And a lot of you all found me that way. Hello, Afia. Hello, Mr. CKB. Hey, hey, hey. Thank you so much for being here. So hopefully that helps, Ebony. We got Christina. She says, hi, Maggie, laying here on the couch watching you. Christina's under the weather, so y'all send her some love. I know. Godspeed your recovery. I hope you feel better, my dear. We got Top Lobster who says, how do you decide what your wife persona should be? Good question. And this is something that I asked Lucy. We talked about this in the Wives Club. Wives Club will have another video at 8:30 Eastern tonight. So, oh gosh, what's the story here? So I booked a session with Kevin Samuels when he was with us, and I was part of his Patreon, which is private community. And that's where the Wives Club started because I wanted to help other women, but I wanted to do it in privacy because I didn't have a YouTube channel, none of this stuff, right? I'm just a mom on YouTube. So I met the 3 ladies that are now part of the Wives Club, and we met in the Patreon online, but we actually went to Boston where AV is, and she had set up a photo shoot for us. So the pictures that you all have seen for the Wives Club, let me see, I'll show you all. So if we now go to the Wives Club, my other channel, and you go to the community tab, so you'll see the ladies there. So this is AV. AV's wife persona is usefulness, and you can read about it. There's Maggie. Maggie's wife persona is nurturing. Okay. There's the 4 of us. Hermisha said her wife persona is sophistication. Lisa said her wife persona is accommodating. So basically how we got there. So we were posing for the photo shoot. And the photographer, who was amazing, talked to us to find out, how would you describe, okay, you're all wives, right? Future wives, former wives, current wives, because I really believe being a wife is a mindset first. And so the photographer was asking us to describe our wife persona. And it kind of put us like, how would I describe myself? So that's why I ask y'all now. And so when I think about the type of wife that I want to be, like keeping the home fires burning, feeding everyone, making sure everybody is warm and welcomed, I am naturally very nurturing. And I know there's different types of marriages and different types of wives and husbands. You got to know kind of who you are. So I think about that for myself, like, I like to have dinner every night as a family at the table because that's how I grew up. My mom would cook. My dad would come home. He'd refresh himself. We'd sit at the table. That's just how I was raised. So that's what I want. And so I work very hard to create that. And so I'm always like caring for others because I enjoy it. AV, for example, she sees herself more as an executive type's wife, right? So basically that assistant, always ready with pen and paper, I've scheduled this for you. I've done that for you. And everybody else has their own own vision. So we answered that question in preparation for the photo shoot, but it really made me think, how do I show up as a wife? How do I want to show up as a wife? And I think it's important for women to know that, because if relationships are what you want, it guides you towards dating with intention. For example, for me, if I know that I want to have dinner as a family every night, I probably could not be like a police officer or firefighter or emergency room surgeon's wife, because they have this kind of schedule, or even a military wife, right? Where you're gone for months at a time. That would be very hard for me. There are some women that would love that. Oh, I'm free to move here and there and volunteer and do whatever I need to do. So I always challenge women who want relationships to really think about who you are and how you want to show up in relationship, because you'll change a little bit, you'll customize yourself a little bit, but you are who you are. And so you need to know the type of man that would want that type of wife, so you can be intentional. So how do you decide on what your wife persona should be? What are your natural gifts? What are you happiest doing? And, if you could have it your way, Burger King, right? All ladies have this list of what they want, but what do you want to be for him? That's what I would say. Top Lobster says, if you do not cook for your children, who will cook for them? Yeah, and I'm 10 years old with a wagon pulling around the neighborhood, trying to sell these Girl Scout cookies, Mom. Hello, business. I hated it then, but I'm so grateful now. Hello, Gutter Man. All right, we got Erin Laura in the house. Thank you for dropping my links. Erin Laura says posture is very important. I work on that a lot, y'all, and it's a struggle for me. You can't really see here, but one thing I always try to do when I'm seated, I am in a chair that has armrests, and I try not to put my arms out on the chair. As a woman, it kind of widens you and flattens you down, like I was on that Pearl podcast. So not flattering at all. So just try to remember to sit up straight, shoulders back. This is all practice. And then you'll notice I try to tuck my arms in, because it kind of gives me a shape to my frame, because I'm fuller up top and rounder. And so I want to make sure that I'm very intentional about my posture. We all get kind of, comfortable, but that's one of the things that I learned in class. That's something you can always work on. And it just helps you project better, if that's important to you. Nate says, OMG, thank you so much. I will smile more. Absolutely. Even the smile on the screen right here, the smile that you have, it's just, a little bit. So it doesn't have to be, y'all know that's me. But yeah, just slowly weave in some things that are just kind of pleasant. What I started doing is, when I started the lighter smile, when I'm out and about getting a coffee or shopping, when I make eye contact with someone, I'm not like, hi, 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 but I'll just smile and nod. Little things like that just shows you as approachable, which is the first step, ladies. If that's important to you. Oh, I got a cash app. Oh, she's always ninja watching. Oh my good. Thank you so much, Jasmine, for the $50. $50. Thank you. I know who she is. Break the pearls, Maggie. Thank you, Jasmine. But we have a new stream sponsor, and she says, great stream. Thank you, my dear. Thank you, my dear. So thank you, Want to Be Natural. Thank you, E. Capone. Thank you, the African Wolf. However, Jasmine is coming through with her heavy hands with the $50 cash app. That's a lot of money, y'all. I'm grateful. Thank you, sweetheart. Yes. I'm glad. Nate, I'm glad that helped. Christina said, Mrs. Dash. Yes, there's so many. And I have some in the kitchen. Y'all have seen, like Sprouts, which is a grocery store in my area. They may be in y'all's area. They have seasonings too that are salt free. There's a lot of different options there. And you can use seasonings as well as fresh herbs. I struggle with this, but if you can do fresh parsley, fresh cilantro, mint, thyme, any of the ones that you can buy the actual leaves and chop them up, they give the food so much flavor. You might not need as much salt or any salt, as opposed to the shaker ones are fine in a pinch. But if you're trying to avoid salt, step up with the freshest herbs that you can get, because they give the food so much flavor. Oh, who do we have here? The condemned. He says, I had to cut salt entirely and bread. You would like that cloud bread. Let me know if you want me to mail you some. Excuse me. I would love your opinion on it. But if you all were here for the feta chili, excuse me, crispy fried eggs, they were supposed to be on toast, but we did them on cloud bread. Oh my gosh, y'all, that honey butter cloud bread, sugar free honey and dairy free butter. Was so good. But yeah, condemned. If you want me to make you some cloud bread and ship it to you, you know I'll do that. The gutter man says you are the definition of how a woman's calming spirit can mean the world to a man. Aw, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you. That is so nice of you to say. I appreciate that. Thank you. Nate says, what do you consume throughout the day since you do one meal a day? So, what I used to do, you all, because I wake up hungry and I would have like my bigger meal as breakfast and then a medium meal as lunch and then my smallest meal or just drink tea for dinner. Because when the boys were little or when they were here, that was the time that I'm cooking for them, homework, dinner, bath time, all of that. Now that they're older, what I realized is that I was having my big breakfast, and then not that I'm blaming anyone, I'm accountable because I want to stream for you all. I would cook, and then what taste would turn into a bite, which would turn into, oh man, this is good. So I was eating more than I needed to. Hello, EME. So I have adjusted now. So in the morning, I wake up, I have coffee with almond milk and my sugar-free sweeteners, like my skinny syrups. I will have like an IQ bar, which is like a I'm not vegan, but I think it's a vegan like protein bar, low sugar protein bar. And then I'll just continue to sip like water. I'll have maybe an apple or some beef jerky, just to kind of nibble on something. But as far as a plated meal, it's what I eat with you all in the stream at night. But what I've learned is that, if I stay on top of my protein and stay hydrated and stay busy, um, I don't really miss it. I thought it was going to be so hard for me in the beginning. It was like, oh my gosh, I want to eat, but I'll drink, broth or water or something, and then I look forward to my meal. But yeah, one protein bar or a protein shake, and then that's what I do. Hopefully that helps. Nate says, with your guy, does he eat your substitutes? He's a meat and potatoes kind of guy. However, it's funny. It's a little bit funny. This feeling inside. I know. Focus, Maggie. But no, he's just a country boy, regular food. He don't want nothing. I do the substitutes for me. But and what I've learned, ladies, because I used to try to impose. Well, I made this, so don't you want it too? No, he don't want that. So I'll make what he eats. I'll make what the kids want. Let the men eat, right? Give them peace. But if I'm eating something and I want him to try it, I may put a couple bites on a separate plate and ask if he wants to try it. Or sometimes if I make my food look really good, he'll be like, what is that? I'm like, I'm so glad you asked. And he'll taste it. The one thing he will do with substitutes when I make his coffee, I use like almond cream and my skinny syrups. And he actually does like that. But he likes just regular old food. Now he is, hello, Rebecca, getting older, and doctor says less red meat, more fish. And so he'll have, like tonight we're going out for steak, right? So he'll have a really good quality steak, or I'll make him a steak. But just eating burgers and stuff, he doesn't do that. But he is more into fish now. He's not a full pescatarian, so I keep a variety of fish for him: salmon, cods. He likes sea bass, whatever. But I cook regular food for him. um, I believe you give the men, what they want. I mean, if they're giving us what we want, I mean, don't begrudge a man his meal. Mm-mm. But he'll sample it. But well, he don't have weight to lose, though. Ebony says, my man knows that I can ruin his day before work. Ebony, No. She says, then I'm apologizing because I'm not respecting his leadership. Thank you for sharing, sweetheart. Yeah, I mean, ladies, there was a comment over here on Instagram. He says, you are the definition of how a woman's calming spirit can mean the world to a man. It's so important, ladies. And I'm really sad to hear that. I have such a soft spot and so much respect for men because they have to do so much that we don't. And I don't want to do. I am not trying to be out there 50-50 with y'all. I have bumped my head and learned my lesson. Um, but now that you know that, and especially if he's given you that feedback, you really want to course correct that. Whatever is, I don't want to use the word triggering you, but whatever is making you do that and send him out into the world at the beginning of his day, ruined, that's not sustainable. And I don't think you would want to continue to do that because one thing I know about men, they will tolerate a lot until they don't. And it can seem just like that. And when they're done, they're done. Because a man who's made himself is just not going to put up with the foolishness. No, they don't have to. Why should they? So, thank you for being honest. And, if you want to talk about any specifics, without revealing anything personal, but if there's something that he does or something that always gets you, if you want to share that, I'd be happy to give you some food for thought on how you can handle it. But no, love him before he leaves. Tomorrow is not promised. You may not see him again. So, and especially if you have a man, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hello, the real Tara. Thank you so much for being here. But thank you for being honest, Ebony. Christina says it's good to talk it out, a good non argument conversation with your significant other. I agree. Because here's the thing about men, and again, I'm a girl, but you all know how we just want to talk to men, and they're like, all right, this is what you need to do. And you're like, doggone it, I just wanted to say it. I didn't want an answer. What I've learned to do, I want to share something with you. I'm just tread lightly. I know I messed up here. I'm going to do this about it, but let me just explain. So I'll lead with that if I just want to share. But I know men are not women. They're not our girlfriends. We speak differently to them. Okay. If they want to know, they will ask. But I don't just, bleh. They don't want to hear all that. They just don't. But if you have something that you need to address, by all means, here's what I would do. Number one, I would hope that you know his routine and his schedule so you can find out if this is a good time for him. If you don't know, absolutely ask. Do not hit him never hit him, but do not, approach him with what's bothering you as soon as they come through the door. Again, growing up, my dad worked, mom worked too, but she always had his meal ready. He had the seat at the table. We knew as kids that he would come home, get out of his work clothes, refresh himself, come to the table, eat, and only then, dad, 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 dad. Okay, so we had to learn that. So I do the same thing to my man. If I need to talk to him about something that's important to me, I'll ask, hey, babe, I want to talk about XYZ. And I say what it is so I don't blindside him. Is this a good time? If it's not a good time, when is a good time? And then when I do have his attention, I get to the point. I say exactly, if I'm asking for you to make a decision, I'll lead with that. If I'm just telling you this so you hear it from me, I'm saying that. I'm leading with that. If I need help with something, I'm saying that. So it would sound something like, I've been asked to travel to work and I'm not really sure what I should do, if I should stay home or go. Here's what I'm thinking. Can you help me make a decision? I'm making it up, right? But I lead with that, what I'm asking for or what's bothering me. And then I give the commentary and I try to keep it like under 5 minutes. So then I'll, say what it is. We'll talk about it. I'll get, his perspective or his answer or his whatever. And then I'm done. If I need to go on and on and on and on and on, I got girlfriends for that, or, whatever. I'm just not really once I've gotten my point across and I feel like I'm heard, then I'm good. Um, so, again, that's why making sure that it's a good time and that you're really clear in your communication. That communication is a big part of it. Um, and that's what I would say. We got Mr. CKB. He says, hello, Cool Breeze. He says, yo, Mags. I was on the phone for the last 20 minutes and I had you playing in the background, and the person on the phone was like, who is that? Her voice is like ASMR. I was like, facts. Oh my gosh. Thank you. I think, y'all, thank you for the compliment. I believe that's a good thing. Y'all, I had to learn. I don't know. But I have been told that this is not new to me. I've been told since I was in college that my voice is very soothing. And so thank you for the compliment. I work really hard on my speech and my tone and my volume because I used to shout when I talk. Nobody wants to hear that. So I'm very mindful of it. Some things, it just is what it is. Your natural voice can be pleasant or not. If it's not, you can work on that. Your natural face can be pleasant or not. I know that I can move really fast and talk really fast. So that's normal and natural for me. So I have to slow myself down. I remember my etiquette teacher said, Margaret, it may sound very slow to you, but to the listener, it's quite right. So, I work on it. But thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Erin Laura says, oh, bread is tough since grains are used in so many things in food production unless you're home cooking. Yeah, shout out to the home cookers. It's tough. EKNL says keto or more meat and less bread, carbs, plus intermittent fasting is the way to go. It helps me personally eat those big steak and other type meals. Yeah, we're going to have a steak tonight, y'all. I'll put a reel together for you so you all will see what I'm having tonight, and then we'll do a dining documentary on Sunday because tomorrow Lucy and I will do our first Ask Us Anything Q&A. Hello, Lion. Sea Lion, thank you so much for being here. Christina says, exactly, I know I hate to argue. It's better to talk things out. I don't argue. What is that about? Y'all, maybe I'm old, but like getting all huffy in a puff, save that for the kids. No, when you're in a relationship and like, I'm not going anywhere, you're not going anywhere, let's just have a civil conversation because ideally, if there's an issue, the goal is to be able to talk it out, have both sides say what their perspective is, feel seen and heard, and then move past it. It's not the goal to stay in that space. And who does that? No. If that's what you do, or if that's what you have seen, let me hear it from Auntie Maggie. That is not normal. Okay. Normal relationships, some people call them boring, but gosh, there's nothing like just settling in and just being good with just the silence sometimes. So I'll offer that. HFLC is the way. Do I know what that means? I don't know. Y'all know I don't know. Well, EKNL agrees. Christina says, amen, Maggie. Thank you, sweetheart. Sunspot says, being content is a soulful satisfaction knowing you've done all your best in what your beliefs require. All right. Shout out. That sounds like it's on the inside of a Chinese cookie, fortune cookie. But yeah, I mean, I am very confident in who I am, what I'm good at and what I'm not. It's taken time, y'all, and I'm still a work in progress. So it's really about just having that long, hard look in the mirror, knowing who you are, what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, having a plan to get better, and then just moving with intention towards your goals. I know at the end of the day, what I really want is a lasting relationship and, to have family. So that's what I work on. All right. Who do we have here? Miss Strong. She says, I came in late and went back a little to hear your answer about what to do when upset with your partner. Great advice. But I'm glad it was helpful. Mary says, great advice. Y'all, I'm behind. Oh, shucks. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Erin Laura says 100. Erin Laura Condemn says, all I primarily eat now is fruits, veggies, and lean protein. Yeah, what I eat when I'm good. I'm going out tonight, y'all. Don't come at me. But lean protein, select vegetables, because some can be very starchy. Um, very few fruits, the ones like my apples behind here, apples and oranges that are like got that good roughage and will fill you up. Um, very little, if any, starch and just about no sugar. So that is my like, that is when I'm on track. Stay clean, absolutely. We got Kim K in the house. She says, "Hi, Miss Maggie. Hello, my dear." EKNL says, "Does anyone else feel that some fruits are super sweet once you move to less or no bread?" Yes, y'all. The other thing, hello, River, what I learned on my health and wellness journey. Um, so when you have all that sugar, and especially that artificial sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and all that stuff, um, foods that are naturally sweet pale in comparison to all that like artificially sweet corn syrup stuff. So when you cut back on the sugar, now when I eat an apple or an orange, like I actually taste food sweeter in their natural state. So I did have that experience. Y'all can chime in. Aaron Laura says, "I've heard that too, being offended by chivalry. It's such a nice gesture. Look, y'all ain't ever gonna have to worry about that. Ask anybody, ask any man who came to the lead attorney meetup, ask Condemned. I'm almost embarrassed, but not really. We had an event at the lead attorney meetup. It was an escape room. One of the things about Maggie, I don't like sudden anything. Do not surprise. I don't like balloons popping. I don't like gunshots. That doesn't happen. I don't like fireworks. Any of that stuff that's just like we're just hanging along and then pow. No. So we were separated into groups, and as part of the activity for the meetup, we went into this escape room where stuff was like you enter the code and stuff is blinking and popping out at you. Condemned, Brandon Eljet, the intentional millionaire. I was like, ah, I was in the corner. Sorry, I just messed up my camera. Mm-mm. So no, I will cook. I will make care packages. I will clean the house top to bottom. I want a man to be a man. No, 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 no. Almost embarrassed, but not really. Carry stuff for me. Open pickle jars for me. Absolutely. And ladies always say thank you. Mr. CKB said gunshots. Meaning, y'all, I remember like Six Flags when we used to take the kids to the amusement park and they have that, they have the stage show. Okay, I'm in the South, right? So it's always some kind of Western, pew, pew, like whatever. And I'll be watching the show, and the lady's got the umbrella and she's twirling, and then it's like a bar fight, and it's like pow, pow. And I was like, I'm embarrassed. It's just, yeah, that's an issue that I have. Okay, so sorry, not sorry. Condemned, the intentional millionaire, and Brandon. Christina says, "Men hold the door open for me a lot. It's very sweet. Say thank you, and that's it." Absolutely, ladies. Always appreciate. Always appreciate. Miss Strong says masculine men are definitely still around. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got Ebony Dix in the house. She says, "You're my person." Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate it. You don't have to be here. And then you give on top of that. Thank you. Erin Laura says, "EKNL, you do carnivore intermittently. Even cardboard tastes sweet coming off. Sugar messes with the taste buds." Yeah. Y'all, do whatever works for you. They all work. It's just you need to find something that you can stick with. So I have found what works for me and I share the recipes that I'm eating with you all. But I always say, if you can have the real thing, please do what works for you. Helmel Chalupa, thank you for being here. Yes, we talked about that. Oh, okay. I gave you guys a tour. Da 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 da. I know, not cardboard. Yeah, can't even enjoy some pies. Yeah, y'all. Sometimes a couple bites and you're good. That's why for me, like a tasting menu is the best. If I could have like 10 courses and 2 bites of everything, I don't need to eat it all to get full, but I want to sample everything. I'm greedy. I want to know. Portions are so by, not the pies, absolutely. Christina says, I've been with my fiance 15 years, not married yet, but we might as well be. I understand. Everybody's circumstance is different. I love marriage, would absolutely marry again, but these kids, hopefully I'll have another chance, but it's not up to me. So, ladies, choose wisely. The Watcher Supreme says, what did you learn from Kevin Samuels that helped you on your journey? Ooh, so much. And I've answered this before, but I'll answer it again. And I think Brendan Eljet asked me in another Q&A. For me, what Kevin Samuels did, I mean, of course, I learned about the etiquette classes in his streams, but he really gave permission for those of us who are traditional and who prioritize relationships to be proud of that. Because you all see the 47-year-old version of Maggie, and now it's like, oh, this is amazing. But I was this way at 37. At 27, at 17, right? Okay, maybe not a wife and a mother, but you get my point. And so there is, in our culture especially, this flashy life and this celebrity lifestyle that's not real. And for a simple relationship girl, you can feel like you're on the outside looking in. You can feel like you're not cool. I'm not cool. Miss Strong says I am cool, but I ain't ever been cool. That's why I'm like, I don't get bothered by the comments. Y'all love me one day, you uninvite me to the cookout the next day, then we're back going together. So I've just grown up knowing that, like, I'm an average woman. I'm not a head turner. I just have to work really hard and overperform. And so that's just been me. And so now it's like, where are all these people? Where have y'all been? I've been here. But what I learned from Kevin Samuels, he was the first one, like on a major platform, to say, you know what? You don't really need to have a hot girl summer or any of that. Y'all do what you want to do, but being married young and prioritizing that, and even though the marriage ended, having that experience for me is a value because I was able to get right back into a relationship, and my relationship muscles hadn't atrophied, as opposed to chasing some of the other stuff that's out here. But that's just me. And again, I'm so grateful I booked a session with him when he was with us. Hopefully that helped. Hello, Black Affinity. Thank you for being here. Yes, yes, yes. The Wives Club. We got another video premiering for you all tonight. Again, we had to push our monetization party for scheduling, but we will be back at it next month. Oh, yes, Maggie's dad voice. My parents weren't playing, but I grew up in a traditional African home, right? So we were just raised differently. That's just what it was. Actually, that was my mom telling me. We have Ibmore War. He says, since there are more traditional Black American men than traditional Black American women, should Black American men seek Black wives in Black African nations? I say go find your woman wherever she is. There's pros and cons to everything. I mean, I answered this earlier, but I'll just say again, when a man has made himself and he has done the work, that's another thing I learned from Kevin Samuels, which really helped me being a boy mom, understanding that men really need that 10 years of heads down and eating, excuse me, to be able to earn the respect and to be able to afford a wife and family to provide for. Not all the stuff that you want, but to really take on that role and provide what's needed. I say, when you have graduated to that, go get your woman. I don't care if she's here, there, or anywhere. Um, you like what you like. Everybody has their preferences. I don't judge anyone. Um, as a mom, one of the things that I tell the boys, and my children are biracial, and I'm like, pick who you want to. I don't care what she looks like. You got to look at her. But what's important to me is that she comes from a good family. And I was telling Miley this earlier. Your family of origin is so important, and we don't get to choose that. You're born into the family that you're born into, but it's important to me that any future daughter-in-law has had the experience of seeing a mom and a dad go through good times, bad times. Sometimes we have money, sometimes budget's a little bit tight. So your expectations on your husband, my son, is a real expectation because you haven't had that poisoning that a man is supposed to be like if he can't pay, for this extravagant lifestyle and take all your friends with you, then he's dusty. Absolutely not. We've got too many hard working good brothers that are overlooked. So yeah, you go find your happiness. I have seen it. I have seen it, and I say, please go be happy. Especially because men don't live as long as we do. Do not waste a moment. Mm-mm. The women will get on program or they won't. It just is what it is. Hello, Mama Rose. Hello, Alex. Thank you all so much for being here. Cooking with Sir Senior says blessings to you and the ones you love, Maggie. Absolutely, I love y'all, and but thank you. I appreciate that. The African Wolf says sprouts be clutch. I still go to the local farmers markets. They come through in the clutch. Yeah, absolutely, y'all. Start where you are. Use what you can. Some people are very specific with organic or different ingredients. Start somewhere. Any incremental progress is good. And I try to eat as natural as possible. But y'all, I like the bad stuff too. Just, but you want it less and less. So just a little bit is fine. Miss Sprouts. Miss Strong says, I love sprouts. Yeah, absolutely. Erin Laura says, yeah, a lot of the pre-made seasonings have salt in them. Oh my gosh, y'all, I'm behind. Absolutely. Christina says, there's a gluten-free cottage cheese bread I want to make. Y'all, I have been hearing about this cottage cheese recipes going viral. I haven't found a dairy-free cottage cheese. I have found a dairy-free ricotta cheese, the buffalo mozzarella cheese. They make a dairy free version of that. But yeah, let me know if there's a gluten free cottage cheese. If you want me to make it, send me the recipe. I'll make it and ship it to you. If anybody wants Maggie Mail, I'll do that. Just let me know. Ebony says, my mother can't handle jalapeno. I told her I was cutting sugar and we had to compromise. Yeah, doesn't have to be too spicy. You can do a little light chili flake for a little heat, but not too bad. EKNL says jalapeno bone broth is amazing. I haven't had jalapeno, but I will drink like chicken broth or beef broth or whatever. Absolutely. Lauren Ellis says, Maggie. Hello, my dear. Hello, Shaw brother. Hello, plumber man. Watching y'all on the clock. Lauren Ellis says, girl, you're looking great. It's working. Thank you. This is before the meal. Going out tonight. Gonna have a steak. Something good. Something good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hello, Tamala. EKNL says she's getting him that omega-3 for the healthy heart. Absolutely. All the fish. Yep. I'll cook whatever fish you want. Absolutely. The Condemned says, listen close, ladies. Maggie knows what she's talking about. And yes, us men are always watching. I always feel like the men are watching us because we have no privacy. Oh, okay. I know. Another outburst. You didn't ask for it. I told y'all. Lauren says, this conversation is very helpful. Thank you. Thank you for the compliment, sweetheart. I appreciate you. EKNL says, the Condemned, I think this is my first time seeing one of her Q&A. She's dropping great advice for the ladies. Oh, shucks. Thank you. Yeah, you all, look, I'm just an older woman who's lived life, and I'm glad that it's helpful. So I try to do this 2 to 3 times a month. It used to be about once a week. And we'll do another one tomorrow. Me and Lucy will be side by side. So if you all have questions for me or Lucy or in Espanol, we'll be doing that tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific. So you all can check. I think I've already scheduled it. All right. Oh, Aaron Laura says HFCL, high fat, low carb. Y'all know I don't know, but thank you. Now I know. I'm low fat, low carb, I think. I don't know. I eat what I'm supposed to, usually. Sage Page says, absolutely. Dates are my new obsession. Are we talking about like the fruit or going out on a date? Y'all gotta help me, okay? I don't know this stuff, but I'm glad you like it. You like it, I love it. We have Red Bull Roy. It says, hey, I'm Gwen. How are you? I'm good. Hello, Gwen. My first time seeing you here. Welcome. You like my channel. Thank you, sweetheart. I appreciate that. Erin Laura says, Maggie, the aunts in my family used to dip kids' pacifiers in the honeybee corn syrup bottle to keep us quiet. Just like cereal for breakfast, it gets us addicted to sugar so young. Yeah, y'all, don't even get me started on this. But I hate seeing kids in stroller with a Sprite or a Coke. And I used to work for the Coca-Cola company. We would have Cokes here, maybe at a party. It was a special occasion. Like I have soda when I go to the movies, once in a blue moon with popcorn. But I just see kids getting on. Yeah, I'm sorry, but look, we can't help how we are raised, but now that we're adults, we're all responsible. Red Bull Royd says, I went to Six Flags today and it was miserable but fun. We're in Texas. 36 weeks pregnant in the hot Texas heat and it was hard. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe you did that. And I hope you found somewhere quiet to sit, but God bless you. Whew. Y'all, I remember being pregnant in the summer heat. Both of the boys had summer birthdays. Alex turned 14 in June. Marcus just turned 16 in August. Hello, 98. Thank you for being here. Not the pew pews. Yeah, y'all, I don't like any, no, I don't like rubber bands. I don't like any of that stuff. Nothing that's going to shock my chakras. The Condemned says, Maggie, the substitute teacher, always an honor to protect ladies such as yourself. Thank you. He says the escape room was fun. I was jumping, y'all. Like anything like burst out at me. If you're a man, sorry, not sorry. Thank you, Condemned. Red Bull Royd says the one thing at Six Flags, I'm pregnant, so my body is a joke, and there isn't a ton of facilities. Yeah, oof, oof, yeah. I don't see how you did it, but I'm glad you survived. EKNL says the foodie in us, you need to visit more places with tasting menus. Yes, 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 yes. So excited. Team Greedy, unite. On the cruise, one of the restaurants that I've booked is, I think they call it the Chef's Table, and it's like a 2 or 3 hour dining experience, like 10 different courses, and the chef actually walks you through each course. That is like heaven for me. Y'all, I've told you, I am a small town girl with big dreams. One of the things I want to do is travel the world and taste everything, but learn about it, learn what makes it special, the history, learn how to cook it maybe, but definitely eat it. So yes, I have a tasting menu on the cruise, and of course, I'll be taking pictures and videos. So you all will get lots of dining documentaries in November. The goal is to get 20 pounds off before the cruise, and I was 2 pounds down. And we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Red Bull Roy says, hi, I'm Gwen Jetty. I was in the wrong stream. It's okay, my dear. Uh, okay, I think we covered that. Red Bull says, you're a mommy. That's awesome. You're soon to be a first time mom. Congratulations. I loved being a wife and I love being a mom. Even though at 14 and 16, two boys, they're as big as me, they're stronger than me. I just cook and stand back. You all will see them in my streams from time to time. I miss the little one stage. So take lots of pictures and enjoy every moment. Sage Page says, I appreciate your transparency, Maggie. Definitely need it. You're welcome. I already forgot what I said. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's like I'm either going to talk about it or I'm not. And if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to tell you the truth. That's just who I am. All right. Erin Laura says, no wrong stream. She checks comments on all streams. Oh, yeah, be careful. Absolutely. I'm trying to making my way around the streams, walking fast. Okay, I know. Okay. You were with your huge family and your cousin Caitlin, who was 5. Yeah, you needed to sit down. Oh my gosh. Heat cramps when you're expecting. Please stay hydrated and take care of yourself. You're generally fit. Yeah, I bet you were uncomfortable. Oh, absolutely. Yes. Everybody is welcome here. We are the happy, wholesome, family friendly side of YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and what is this? Instagram and TikTok. We have Deshawnay waving. Hello, my dear. Welcome. Thank you for being here. My first time seeing you here. Yeah, Christina's under the weather. She says, love you, hun. Going to bed. Yeah, we'll be wrapping up soon. I was told to be ready at 7:30. We got reservations for 8:30. So excited. Does anybody else get excited about new food? So greedy. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to make sure you plan that out when you're expecting Red Bull. Personal time with Kim K since 9.99. Thank you. Oh, I forgot. Who's our stream sponsor? Did I not put Jasmine in here? My bad. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Kim K, for the 9.99. I appreciate you. That is very generous, and I'm glad that it helps. I'm glad that it helps. Excuse me. Red Bull says, also, girl, I love the channel. You have so much experience and wisdom. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it. Y'all, when I started my channel, I didn't think anybody would care. The boys were like, when I tell them, when they come from their dads, they're like, so mom, how many subscribers do you have now? I'm like, 40,000 on YouTube, 15,000 on Instagram, and like 8,000 on Facebook. They're like, you? Why? That's too much. I'm like, the first time when I got 1,000 subscribers, my oldest was like, did you fall and it go viral? Like, they cannot imagine that I have anything of value to add. So when you all compliment me, it means a lot. So thank you, Red Bull. Linda with the love note. She says, hello, Maggie. Hello, my dear. Christina says, I made you laugh. Thank you. You're welcome, sweetheart. Oh, yeah, you found some place in the shade, but it was hot. Oh, I'm so sorry you're not feeling well. Y'all take care. You're having a boy. Oh, my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Bouncing baby boys. I want all new moms and new brides to experience all of the joy. I am so happy for you. Do not let my teenage mom woes or mom of teenage boys. I was not a teenager, 32 and 34 when we had the boys, when I had the boys. My ex-husband is 7 years older than me. Oh my goodness. And we got Kay Lee. She says, hello, Maggie. Hello, my dear. First time seeing you here. Wonderful and welcome. Okay, everybody, we have made it to the end. We're going to go ahead and wrap up. I'm going to refresh myself and get ready for a dinner date. I'm so excited. Going to a new restaurant, Marcel or something like that. I don't know, y'all. I'm excited. Okay, so tomorrow will be another Ask Me Anything. So if you are subscribed and you have your notifications on tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern, you can go ahead and put your questions in the comments or in the chat. It'll be a collab with me and Luke Hazley about the finishing school. Speaking of the finishing school, I'm going to go ahead and play the commercial now so you all can see. Yes, have a beautiful evening. Thank you. So let me show you all the 30-second commercial and then we will dismiss. So oh, it's not over here. I didn't upload it over here. Oops. Well, I'll upload it and y'all will see it tomorrow. But Lucy and I have a finishing school. Link is in the description. I don't think I put it in the, why did I not put it in the QR code? Anyway, we'll talk about all that tomorrow. If you're a lady who's interested in femininity, elegance, and etiquette, we would love to teach you. We're starting a Saturday school. It will be taught offline, live, but not on live. Y'all know what I mean. Scholarships are available. We have some gentlemen in the community who have decided to sponsor. So 3 scholarships so far. 1 has been awarded. You can apply. Link is in the description. Or I think one of my moderators has already dropped the finishing school link. And if you're a gentleman or a lady who would like to give a full or partial scholarship to any student, you can nominate someone specifically, or you can just say, Maggie, you choose, or you all can choose from the pool of applicants. That's available as well. Link is in the description. All right. Ms. Strong says, enjoy date night. You deserve it. So thank you so much. And we'll close on that. So yes, Erin Laura has the link in the chat. All right, everyone. So let's go ahead and dismiss on TikTok. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for the likes and the shares and the hearts. I'll see you all maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, definitely Sunday for a dining documentary. Class is dismissed. Hello, King. LG, thank you so much for being here. Instagram, I will see you all maybe tomorrow, definitely on YouTube. But if you want to stay on Instagram, definitely dining documentary on Sunday. Class is dismissed. All right. Yes, have a wonderful night and weekend, everyone. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you all have a wonderful Friday night, and I will see you tomorrow with Lucy. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Class is dismissed.